Impact of such fires. It's reported that 1,000 hectares of mainly fynbos and some upland vineyards and orchards have been destroyed by the fire. Good afternoon, Christy, and thank you for your time on the PM News Desk.
Hi, thank you very much.
Christy, we understand that such fires are not always bad for fynbos. Fires are critical to the rebirth of the species, but the frequency is concerning. How does it impact on the long-term survival of fynbos here?
Okay, well, fynbos is a vegetation type that requires fire. Obviously, it's very strongly adapted to fire, but it only can deal with fire properly every 10 to 15 years, at the frequency of 10 to 15 years. So that depends somewhat on the plant species composition, the identity, the biomass, and things like that, the age structure. But once we get very frequent fires and very intense fires, that's when things start to go wrong, when we start losing plant species, plant communities change, and in the biodiversity hotspots that can have negative repercussions for conservation of the fynbos.
You've told us why fire is essential to maintaining the fynbos-dominated ecosystem. Is this sufficient time, though, Christy, for the regeneration of the species?
Yeah, 10 to 15 years is usually the best time, but if it's too frequent, which is starting to happen, then it can actually impact plant species negatively. So we're going to start losing plant biodiversity if we don't manage our fire situation better.
Christy, would managed burns be a more viable option here, where controlled fires burn tracts of fynbos to limit the potential damage we're seeing?
It's one of the options that we have. The controlled burn is critically important for certain fynbos patches that need that fire. It is very difficult, though, because you have to have exactly the right conditions and in order to avoid any loss of human property or life. And to get those conditions right is extremely difficult, especially in Cape Town, which is such a windy area. I think with climate change, we're going to see more fires and more intense fires. So that is something that we need to be managing much more holistically, in fact.
All right, it does sound like it's a problem that's not going to go away anytime soon, Christy. How crucial is good urban planning, to mitigate devastating fires like these? And tell us why it's so important for planners to keep development below the natural plant line. And is that being adhered to in Cape Town right now?
Well, the problem is that I think urban planning only has so much scope left in order to make an impact. I think we're past that point now, actually, because we are a mosaic of human and vegetation landscape now. We are in the landscape. We have to start doing something with humans in mind. So, yes, ideally you don't build above them, you don't build up onto your mountains, but more importantly, I think we need to be raising awareness in the public. The public needs to be more involved. So join neighbourhood watch associations, become more involved. We were aware about glass lying in the veld. Control alien invasive plants. That's where we need to be working very strongly. And alien invasive plants exacerbate the fire risk and the fire hazard. And all landowners are legally obliged to clear the alien invasive plants. So that's something everybody at home can do.
Chrisy Bragg, our environmental consultant, joining us on the line there. Thank you for making time during your holiday, Christy. Well, moving on to some other news now. Flash floods are being reported in several parts of the country, including many in the Johannesburg area. The South African Weather Service has warned of heavy rains and possible flooding over large parts of the country today and tomorrow, with an 80% chance of rain over Gauteng. Now, there are already warnings issued for